I remember a time pre-smart contracts where Charles would often talk about how once certain aspects of the tech rollout are delivered, a huge amount of responsibility would be passed over to the community to build out what effectively would become the future of Cardano. Being a non-developer myself, I would regularly wonder what this might look like and if, once put in the community's hands, we would ever see the kind of development traction necessary to actually compete with the first movers. But I guess these concerns came from a position of naivety. See, when you build foundations as sound as Cardano's, where so much careful thought, research and foresight has gone into every aspect of the design, it shouldn't come as a surprise that the community of developers formed around it are of equal caliber. Fast forward to November 2022, the amount of activity and development occurring in our ecosystem is in no uncertain terms simply staggering. From individuals to development teams from all over the world, the efforts currently being made in terms of protocols, tools and infrastructure being developed is just a beautiful sight to see. Now, with the Cardano ecosystem progressively taking shape, with some game-changing tech still to be rolled out and a selection of killer DApps in the making, deep in development, I no longer look at the future of Cardano with concern, but instead with an unwavering conviction. Welcome back for today's installment of Cardano Insights, where we track the all-important developments at the very pulse of Cardano and its ecosystem. So let's get straight into it. First up today, and we revisit a project that just keeps on delivering new features for the Cardano community. Mercury Chat, the wallet-to-wallet chat protocol, is now really starting to shape up into a complete gem of a product and is quickly evolving into something like Cardano's very own Discord-style platform. We've been tracking each development release. You may remember most recently they introduced the Communities feature, where further to the Town Hall, a chat group for the entire Cardano community, the Communities feature enables sub-community groups to be formed for protocols, NFT projects, SPO operators, and anyone else to create a specific community-focused chat group. Well, this week, the team at Mercury Chat introduced yet another 3 features. First, NFT permissions. Now NFT community groups can provide specific access based on whether or not a wallet holds certain NFTs by simply updating settings, adding the NFT policy IDs in the group permissions. The second update relates to verified communities. Initially, Mercury Chat will be starting with 12 of their favourite projects with a view to expand this. These communities will have a blue checkmark to show it is indeed a verified project community chat group. Although Mercury Chat are responsible for setting up the verified communities, ownership will be transferred over to the owner of the project upon request, and they will have free reign to set up whatever permissions they wish. Here you can see the co-founder of ADA Handle, Goose, has immediately reached out requesting ADA Handle to be set up as a verified community. The third and final feature announced this week was the introduction of the autofill communities button. This one's really cool. When connected to Mercury Chat, by simply clicking the autofill icon, Mercury will automatically scan your wallet and add you to all the verified community chat groups from the policy IDs of what's contained in your connected wallet. So for the best chat experience in Web3, if you haven't already, go check out Mercury Chat, linked in the description below. Next up, we check in on Ledger, who yesterday tweeted this: "Hey Cardano ADA users, Cardano app V5 Babbage is now available to download in Ledger Live. This experimental app can be installed alongside the regular V4 app to make Plutus smart contract transactions." So this will be music to the ears of all Ledger users. If that's you, by installing the Cardano V5 app, if you turn on developer mode in the Ledger Live settings, this will enable you to make Plutus V2 smart contract transactions while connected to a third-party Cardano wallet. They mentioned this to be an experimental app, and further down the thread confirmed that full support, while still work in progress, is something that's working extremely hard to deliver, promising that increased functionality is on the horizon. Now to a very brief Minswap update, who yesterday delivered a few improvements on the DEX that include reversible price on limit orders, display trading fees APR on the Min-T page, disallow testnet connection on the production app, and some general improvements and bug fixes to the UI and UX. Along with these tweaks, they also introduced the trading view charts with several views, timeframes and indicators that are now available at your disposal. Finally, I noticed this new governance section in the main menu. No proposals as of yet, but still great to see that another Cardano DEX has governance on the agenda. Now to JPG Store, who yesterday announced the introduction of a new feature on the platform in the form of bundles. You're now able to gather up 10 different NFTs from the same policy ID and list them as a bundle on JPG Store. Now this is specifically going to be very useful for those users handling metaverse project assets, for instance those land tycoons who have gone out and purchased masses of land parcels and want to sell them off in one hit. A quick example, as you can see here, bundles are already being listed in large quantities. I checked in on Pavia. If you select bundles, and then you can view all the bundled collections available. However, this isn't just metaverse specific. You can create and sell bundles for any NFT collection, and I think the option to buy a bundle of NFTs will throw up many opportunities for cut price deals and help those trying to move on larger collections that may have acquired over time. The team at JPG Store are also working on releasing a further update to bundles that will enable the bundling of different policy IDs, meaning you could list a selection of multiple NFTs from separate NFT collections in one sale listing. The reason this hasn't been made available in the first release is because a little more development is required to ensure it will facilitate the continued payout of creator royalties. Just staying with JPG Store for a moment, CEO Blake also tweeted this little teaser yesterday. Back to good Cardano news, we have an epic integration coming out soon that SeaWorld Josh has been spearheading for months. Keep your eyes peeled. So this is interesting. It's going to be great to start seeing some of the SeaWorld impact in the Cardano NFT scene. Let me know in the comments if you have any idea what this is or might be. Next up today, and you'll know that if you've been a regular viewer of this channel, I like to ensure we cover all the community developers and community dev projects responsible for contributing to the ecosystem growth, such as making different coding languages available, building out the infrastructure and tooling that enables smoother DApp development, the writing of smart contracts on Cardano easier, and generally help to progress the onboarding of new developers to enter the Cardano ecosystem as it evolves into the beast we know it's destined to become. In recent episodes, we've covered in some detail the Meter Run, the cloud environment brought to us by TX Pipe that provides developers all the tools needed to build and deploy DApps, removing many of the barriers to entry aimed at both developers already in the Cardano ecosystem and to attract those currently outside of it. We also covered Mikhail from Harmonic, who recently announced he was responsible for the first Cardano smart contract, entirely written, compiled and serialized only using TypeScript on the pre-production testnet. Well, this week he also provided this update, which I think represents a great development for the Cardano developer ecosystem. In this tweet, he announced, "Quick news everyone, to ensure sustainable development of PluTS and other projects to come, I decided to set up a little startup. It's called Harmonic Laboratories. We'll offer all kinds of services related to the creation of a DApp or a Cardano project in general, from the smart contracts themselves to audits and consultancy. Feel free to reach out to us at Harmonic Labs at protonmail.com and start discussing ways you can make your idea a reality." I think this is really great to see, and as the ecosystem continues to mature, we're likely to see a continuation of these kind of developments. The developers in our ecosystem are the true blockchain rockstars, and without them, the idea of mass adoption will never be realized. The more solutions made available that makes DApp development and generally building on Cardano more accessible, the more developers the ecosystem can attract, then this will pave the way for more innovative applications to be born, utility brought forward, and in turn, progress user acquisition. Now, speaking of new acquisitions, it would seem IOG have been busy extending their ever-growing global team, with the announcement yesterday that Dr. Vinishri Rao, who led the development of the privacy-focused blockchain Mina protocol, has now joined IOG as head of applied cryptography. In a new role at IOG, Rao will play a key role in both the practical application of existing research and also working on building out further published works in this area, as well as helping to develop and grow the company's zero-knowledge proof expertise. At Mina, Dr. Rao worked on designing Ouroboros Semastica, a proof-of-stake consensus for succinct blockchains such as Mina that's based on the Ouroboros framework IOG built. Charles, who you will know has been extremely complimentary about Mina protocol, often referencing their work during his AMAs, tweeted this regarding Rao joining IOG. "Super glad to have Dr. Rao on the team. There are some amazingly difficult crypto engineering problems that we need to solve, and it takes an amazingly brilliant person like her to solve them." So it would seem this development represents a massive steal on the part of IOG, and one that I'm sure is going to bear many fruits in terms of research and development in the months and years to come. Finally today, we check in on the progress surrounding a highly anticipated project yet to launch in the Cardano ecosystem, however one that, going by this latest development update, would seem that huge progress has indeed been made in terms of their protocol edging closer to a mainnet release. Genius Yield, who we discussed last week surrounding their imminent testnet release of the Genius Launchpad, in this update provided some real exciting information regarding their DEX development, Launchpad release and staking platform, so let's dive in and get right up to speed. So first they discussed the Genius Launchpad itself. This is a smart contract based non-custodial token sale platform that allows users to buy tokens across multiple rounds. Fully managed by smart contracts, meaning the buyer is guaranteed that their payment won't be directly handled by Genius X, but instead the smart contract will ensure tokens are received and at the specified price or fully refunded. This ensures a secure and trustless platform for projects to conduct transparent token sales on Cardano. The DApp itself takes advantage of Cardano's EUTXO model using an order book style architecture that enables parallel processing of transactions for fast finality and a great user experience. The platform will initially be used for the sale of the GENS token, but will then be made available for any projects on Cardano to carry out public token sales. Depending on the results from the Launchpad testnet, Genius Yield are aiming to launch the platform on mainnet shortly after its conclusion and execute the GENS public token sale. Now to the Genius DEX. The first part of the DEX rollout will be the staking platform for GENS token holders, where they'll be able to stake the GENS token and earn yield. This will also support NFT staking for boosted APY for Genius NFT holders, and offer lock staking to further increase APY for participation. The staking platform will be made available at the same time they launch the GENS token public sale, so very likely for a November release. Now to the highly anticipated main DEX protocol. Genius Yield have confirmed that all their smart contracts that govern the DEX have been 100% completed, optimized to reduce transaction fees, and fully audited by Tweak auditors. In addition, they've undertaken a complete redesign of the DEX interface and are around 90% complete in this respect. I have to say, the screenshots provided during this update looked real slick. They also confirmed that the smart order routers, that are the bots used to match orders, are 100% complete and was recently used as the framework in their hackathon carried out in Argentina, forming the center of the hackathon challenge, resulting in a successful proof of concept of the Genius DEX architecture and mechanism behind the order matching system. We then got an insight to what Genius Yield describe as the biggest internal project that they've been working on, the construction of an in-house Genius Haskell PAB, which is currently 95% complete. They took the decision not to use the IOG PAB as they felt that they were able to design their own to not only complement their DEX architecture, but introduce a superior PAB to the ecosystem. Built in collaboration with Well-Typed, M-Labs and Lars, Director of Education at IOG and CTO at Genius Yield, the Genius PAB enables transaction balancing, transaction building, and a number of more advanced features like stateful multi-transaction submission and instant transaction chaining. As a result, they believe that they designed the most advanced PAB in the Cardano ecosystem and will be making this open source for anyone to use and implement in their own DApps. This is a great contribution in terms of accelerating the development of DeFi applications and DApps in general across Cardano. I found this update to be highly informative, not just in terms of development progress, but it also provided a great overview of exactly what Genius Yield are aiming to introduce to the Cardano ecosystem. I've linked the full video in the description below and highly recommend you give it a watch for a full insight. So with the DEX smart contracts and smart order routers 100% ready, audit fully complete, UI redesign and in-house PAB very nearly there, when referring to the Genius Yield roadmap, it would seem that we are still very much on course for a Q4 launch for the Genius Yield DEX, which will represent another big deployment to our DApps ecosystem. With the Launchpad, Genius Yield public sale and staking platform coming soon across the next couple of weeks, we'll be sure to keep a close eye on developments surrounding Genius Yield right here on Cardano Insights. So that's it for today's installment of Cardano Insights as we keep track of the developments and continue to spread those positive Cardano vibes. If you found value in the content and want to help the channel fit as many new subscribers in just one video transaction, then please be sure to comment, share, like, subscribe and hit that notification bell, which is the best way you can help support the channel. We'll be back soon with your daily roundups. Until then, thanks for watching, have a great weekend, and as always, keep it Cardano.